Hooray! The war is over and ladies' stockings are now made of silk! These are indeed marvellous days! Hello and welcome once again to Marvellous Days. Today's Marvellous Day is the 2nd of June. Famous people with birthdays on June the 2nd include 5 times Olympic gold medal winner Johnny Weissmuller. You're probably thinking, who's that? Well, if you've seen the black and white Tarzan films, that's who that is! It's Tarzan! He was also a 5-time Olympic gold medalist! Huzzah! Movie stars with birthdays on June the 2nd include Justin Long, Dominic Cooper and Dana Carvey. If you're wondering who that is, it's Garth from Wayne's World. So, Wing, we salute you, Dana Carvey. Happy birthday. A famous musician whose birthday is June the 2nd is Charlie Watts, the drummer from the Rolling Stones. He's not only marvellous for being in the Rolling Stones, but I think he's marvellous because he once gave Mick Jagger a knuckle sandwich after Mick sort of made the mistake of calling him his drummer. Ooh, that must have really hurt. Poor Charlie Watts. So, what about famously marvellous moments in history from June the 2nd? Well, in 1780 on this day, it was the first time the Derby horse race was ever ran. If I'd bet on it, my horse would probably still be running. Also, in 1881, the first railway was opened between Haarlem and Zandvoort, which is great if you want to go to Zandvoort. In 1901, the American police arrested a man called Benjamin Adams. But what was his crime, I hear you say? Well, quite marvellously, he was arrested for playing golf in New York on a Sunday. Oh, that makes me mad. How dare Benjamin Adams play golf in New York on a Sunday? Oh! In 1904, on June the 2nd, a professor called Professor Scron finally found the microbe that causes photosynthesis. That's sort of how flowers turn light into energy and grow, much like I do with Greg's pasties. Yay! Photosynthesis, it's so cool! In 1910, the outside world finally discovered pygmies in Dutch New Guinea. But obviously, pygmies knew they existed because pygmies are also people. June the 2nd, 1928, and the Kraft Cheese Company finally invented Velveeta cheese. I personally have never heard of Velveeta cheese, but when it comes to anything with lactose in, as you can probably tell by the belly, I'm very tolerant. June the 2nd, 1953, and Westminster Abbey in London was the venue for Queen Elizabeth II's coronation. God bless you, ma'am, and all who sail in you. Whilst we're on the subject of the Queen, the notification of my knighthood seems to have been lost in the post, Your Majesty. So if you could just send it again, this time use a first-class stamp. On June the 2nd, 1964, the Broadway Theatre in New York City sees the premiere of the rather saucy and sassy Folies Bergère. Ooh la la! It ran for 191 shows. Ooh la la! But on June the 2nd, 1983, Germany finally sees the release of the B-movie Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. Yes, it's about time they catch up with Hollywood. I'm sorry. 1990 saw an even bigger hit, because in America the group Partners in Crime got to a whopping number 13 with their hit Turtle Power from the film Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Michelangelo Turtle was always my favourite. But on June the 2nd, 2003, the first voyage to Mars launched from the Baikonur Space Center. Yes, indeed, it was the European Space Agency's first Mars probe. So naturally, it was launched from that well-known Baikonur Space Center in Kazakhstan. Yay! Go, Kazakhstan space race. Why not do something marvellous like subscribing to Mount Marvellous, and then you will have even more marvellous days.